There is a particular pain that arrives without warning. You are sitting across from someone who is present, consistent, transparent. They answer when you call. They explain when you ask. Their history is available, their wounds visible, their affection unguarded, and you feel nothing. Or rather, you feel a kind of dull weight, a suffocation disguised as safety. Then you remember another figure, distant, ambiguous, capable of disappearance. The memory of them produces an immediate physiological response. Your chest tightens, your attention narrows. You are alive in a way you cannot generate elsewhere. You call this love. You call it chemistry. You do not call it what it is, the unconscious responding to a specific structural condition, the condition of incompleteness. Carl Jung understood that the psyche does not desire objects. It desires symbols, and symbols, by definition, are never fully present. They point, they suggest, they withdraw. The unavailable person functions as a living symbol. They activate what Jung called the transference, the automatic projection of unconscious contents onto an external figure. When someone is fully available, there is no space for projection. You encounter them as they are, limited, specific, human. This encounter is accurate but psychologically unsatisfying. The unavailable person, by contrast, becomes a screen. You do not see them. You see what your unconscious needs to see, the parts of yourself you have not integrated, the potentials you have not actualized, the resolution to internal conflicts you have not faced. They carry this for you effortlessly, because their absence creates the necessary vacuum. Consider the anima, or animus, the contra-sexual soul image within each psyche. Jung described this figure as the mediator between ego and unconscious, the bridge to wholeness. In its undeveloped state, the anima/animus projects itself onto living people with devastating intensity. You do not desire the unavailable person. You desire your own completeness, and you have located its symbol in someone who cannot be possessed. The possession would destroy the symbol. The symbol requires distance to function. This is why the moment of consummation, emotional or physical, often produces immediate ambivalence. The projection collapses. The person becomes small, ordinary, disappointing. You have killed your own symbol by touching it. The good person, the available, consistent, transparent one, suffers a different fate. They are not seen at all. Jung's concept of the persona illuminates this. The good person often operates through a well-developed persona, the reliable friend, the devoted partner, the stable presence. This mask is socially necessary. It is also psychologically invisible. The persona does not provoke projection because it conceals rather than suggests. It offers no entry point for the unconscious. You look at the good person and see role, not mystery. You see completion, not invitation. Your psyche, hungry for its own missing pieces, scans past them toward any figure that retains symbolic density. This is the cruelty of the pattern. The available person performs love as presence. The unavailable person performs love as absence. And absence, paradoxically, feels more like love to the unconscious, because it preserves the possibility of fulfillment without the reality of limitation. The unavailable person remains infinite in projection. They can be everything because they are nothing specific. They confirm nothing, deny nothing, require nothing. You are free to fill their silence with your own unlived life. But why? Why does the psyche prefer the symbol to the real? Jung's answer lies in the compensatory function of the unconscious. The conscious mind, the ego, is necessarily narrow. It selects, excludes, stabilizes. It creates a workable self by rejecting vast territories of psychic possibility. These rejected territories do not vanish. They constellate in the unconscious as shadow and as potential. They press for integration. When you encounter someone unavailable, you encounter a living representation of your own excluded possibilities. Their distance mirrors your own disconnection from these parts. Their ambiguity mirrors your own unclarity. You pursue them not for union, but for recognition. You are trying to recover yourself to the one who cannot be held. This is the complex in operation. A complex is an autonomous splinter of the psyche, organized around a core emotional wound, capable of hijacking perception and behavior. The unavailable lover complex is not about the lover. It is about the original, unavailable figure, often parental, often early, whose inconsistency created the template. You are not repeating a mistake. You are repeating a structure in the hope of different outcome. The unavailable person today activates the same neural and emotional pathways as the original figure. Your desire is not choice, it is compulsion. The good person cannot activate this complex because they do not match the template. They are too stable, too present, too safe. Safety, to the complex, reads as irrelevant. There is a deeper layer. Jung observed that the psyche contains an autonomous drive toward wholeness he called individuation. This drive does not care about your happiness. It cares about your integration. It will generate repeated encounters with unavailable figures because these encounters force confrontation with your own dependency, your own hunger, your own capacity for self-abandonment. Each unavailable person is a lesson in boundaries that you failed to learn. The psyche keeps presenting the curriculum until you internalize it. The good person offers rest from this curriculum. This is why you overlook them. You are not yet finished with the lesson. The good person also carries a shadow that makes them invisible. Their availability often conceals their own unavailability. Emotional, psychological, spiritual. They are present in body while absent in depth. They offer consistency without challenge. The psyche, seeking transformation, finds this stability sterile. It does not produce the heat necessary for change. The unavailable person, by contrast, generates constant friction. The friction feels like meaning. It is not meaning. It is simply the energy of projection meeting resistance. But the psyche mistakes intensity for significance. You must understand, the unavailable person is not more valuable. They are more empty. Their emptiness allows your fullness to pour into them. You are not loving them. You are using them as a container for your own unlived life. The good person, being full of their own specific humanity, cannot receive this projection. They force you to encounter them, not your symbol. This encounter is the only ground for genuine relationship. But it requires that you first withdraw your projections, that you stop seeking in others what you have not found in yourself. The desire for the unavailable is ultimately a spiritual symptom. It indicates that the self, the totality of your being, is attempting to make itself known through external figures, because you have not yet developed internal channels. The unavailable person seems to carry your fate. They feel significant because they touch something larger than your personal history. This is accurate. But the significance is not about them. It is about your own becoming. They are a door you keep trying to enter, not understanding that the door is in your own house. To overlook the good is to overlook the possible. The good person represents what Jung called concretely real relationship. It is limited. It is flawed. It does not resolve your existential tensions, but it offers what projection cannot: meeting. Two people encountering each other without the veil of unconscious necessity. This requires that you first do the work of differentiation, the capacity to see another person as distinct from your internal requirements of them. Most people never achieve this. They move from unavailable figure to unavailable figure, each time believing they have found love, each time discovering only their own reflection in a mirror that vanishes when touched. The unavailable person will always feel more compelling, because they preserve the possibility of you. In their silence, you can still imagine yourself fully seen. In their distance, you can still imagine yourself finally chosen. The good person, by seeing you as you are, removes this possibility. They show you your actual self. This is the only gift, but it is not a gift the unprepared psyche can receive. If this exploration resonates, consider subscribing. The question is not why you desire the unavailable. The question is what you are avoiding in the available. The good person requires that you be present, without the drama of pursuit. They require that you be known without the protection of mystery. They require that you accept limitation as the condition of love. The unavailable person offers escape from all of this. They allow you to remain in potential forever. You never have to become actual. You never have to be chosen as the specific, limited, mortal self you are. Jung's psychology suggests that this pattern continues until the projection is withdrawn, until you recognize that the unavailable person carries nothing you do not possess, that their distance is not depth, that their silence is not wisdom, that their ambiguity is not mystery, but simply absence of substance. The work is not to find a better unavailable person. The work is to develop interiority sufficient that you no longer require external figures to carry your unlived life. The good person, once you have done this work, becomes visible for the first time, not as boring, not as settled, but as real, as offering what projection cannot, the possibility of being known specifically, limitedly, finally. This is terrifying. It is also the only ground upon which genuine relationship can be built. The unavailable person keeps you in the archetypal, in the realm of gods and demons, infinite longing and infinite disappointment. The good person brings you to earth, to the human, to the work of love without transcendence. You overlook the good because you have not yet finished with the gods. You desire the unavailable because you have not yet encountered yourself. The unavailable person is your last addiction before sobriety. They are the final external object that can distract you from the internal necessity. When you are ready, you will see the good person differently. Not as less than the unavailable, but as different, as offering what you actually need, rather than what you compulsively crave. The faces you trusted before you knew yourself were unavailable for a reason. They preserved the distance necessary for projection. They allowed you to remain in becoming without ever arriving. The good person offers arrival. This is why you flee. Arrival means confronting the actual self in actual time, with actual limitations. It means the end of the infinite possibility that unavailable figures preserve. But it also means the beginning of real relationship, not the relationship of symbol and screen, the relationship of two people who have withdrawn their projections and found, in the remaining space, something that can actually meet. This is the choice, not between available and unavailable, between unconscious repetition and conscious encounter. The unavailable person will always feel more significant. This feeling is information about your own incompleteness, not about their value. The good person will always require more of you. This requirement is the invitation to grow. Most people decline the invitation. They remain in the cycle. Each unavailable figure a temporary container for their unlived life, each disappointment a confirmation that love is impossible. It is not love that is impossible. It is love without projection. And this is what the good person, finally seen, makes necessary.